For my historical presentation, I decided to do a Draw My Life for Ludwig van Beethoven. He is considered one of the most influential composers of all time. Beethoven was born in between the classical and romantic periods of music, and often is considered the bridge between the two. He was baptized on December 17, 1770, which means that his birthday was probably on December 16th because it was tradition to baptize your child a day after they were born. Beethoven was born in a town called Bonn, located in Germany. Keep in mind that this is a modern-day map, and a more realistic map of Germany at the time would look something like this. Growing up, Beethoven had an angry, abusive, and alcoholic father that would force him to practice piano for hours on end. His first recital was when he was 7 years old, but his father publicized it as he was 6 years old because he wanted his child to be a prodigy like Mozart. Beethoven never really did well in school. He was at best an average student, so at the age of 10, he was sent to study music under the court organist Christian Gottlob Neef. In 1787, the court decided to move Beethoven to Vienna, where he hoped to study with Mozart. Historians are not entirely sure whether this actually happened, though. In 1790, when the Holy Roman Emperor Joseph II died, Beethoven was 19 and was given the honor of composing a musical piece in his memory. He entitled the piece Cantata on the death of Emperor Joseph II and is now considered one of his earliest masterpieces. 2 years later, Beethoven studied piano under Joseph Haydn, who was considered the greatest composer alive at the time because Mozart had just passed away. From there, Beethoven became something of a rising star and gained many patrons from the Viennese elite. Historians typically divide Beethoven's career into 3 periods. The early period was from circa 1792 to about 1802. During this period, Beethoven was discovering his own personal style and emulated the works of composers such as Mozart and Haydn. Beethoven's middle period was from about 1803 to 1814. It was during this time where he began to lose his hearing. His works in his middle period were very different from those in his early period because they had themes of heroism and struggle. During this time, Beethoven often contemplated suicide because he felt that his music career was going to end because he was going deaf. Beethoven's late period was from about 1816 to 1826. He became completely deaf in the year 1816, yet continued to compose music. During this time, his works were known for their intellectual depth and expression. He also composed his most time-consuming and ambitious works during the late period. During this time, Beethoven's health began to deteriorate. His liver was damaged due to liver disease and alcohol abuse, and it was suspected that he had pneumonia. On March 26, 1827, Beethoven died in the middle of a thunderstorm. An autopsy revealed that cirrhosis of the liver was the cause of his death. Beethoven is often remembered as the bridge between the classical and romantic styles of music. Some of his other posthumous achievements include influencing many different composers like Stravinsky and Bartók. In addition, he is known for his use of folk melodies in music, which was a concept unheard of at the time. He also expanded the orchestra by adding a choir, and transcended classical music as a whole. And that's my historical presentation. Thank you for watching.